Assalamualaikum, I am Sir Monica Sumangka. I am going to discuss the decision analysis model. So first, let us define what is decision analysis model by word. So when we say decision, it is the choice made from available alternatives. And when we say analysis, it is a detailed examination of anything complex in order to understand its nature or to determine its essential features. While model is an abstraction that contains all the elements needed to describe the intention of the thing being modeled. So now proceed to the full definition of decision analysis. So, decision analysis is the discipline of evaluating complex alternatives in terms of values and uncertainty. So, values are generally expressed monetarily because this is a major concern for management. Furthermore, decision analysis provides insight into how the defined alternatives differ from one another and then generate suggestions for new and improved alternatives. Number quantifies subjective values and uncertainties which enable us to understand the decision situation. This numerical result then must be translated back into words in order to generate qualitative. So guys, kung napapansin niyo medyo maingay kasi lumabas ako maingay kasi sa loob then sa labas mas maingay rin. So I have no choice. And so proceed tayo sa topic natin. So DA, when I say DA, it means decision analysis. Decision analysis is also the art of science of formal DM. When we say DM, it means decision making, or it stands for decision making. Decision making is the process of identifying problems and opportunities and resolving them. So, proceed tayo sa tatlong definition. The decision analysis is often employed in making business decision and uses specific methods and tools to identify and assess factors, risk, and possible outcome to reach. Next. So, decision analysis provides structure and guidance for thinking systematically about hard decisions. It also helps a decision maker to take action with confidence gained through a clear understanding of the problem. Once a decision-making problem is understood and defined, it is the time to analyze it. You might wonder if the decisions you make are suitable for decision analysis. If you're looking for a way to structure your decisions to make them more organized and easier to explain to others, you definitely should consider using formal decision analysis. So, elements for decision analysis model. The mathematical models and techniques considered in decision analysis are concerned with perspective theories of choice or action. This answers the question of exactly how a decision maker should behave when faced with a choice between those actions which have outcomes governed by chance or the actions of competitors. Decision analysis is the process that allows the decision maker to select at least and at most one option from a set of possible decision alternatives. There must be uncertainty regarding the future along with the objective of optimizing the resulting payoff or return in terms of numerical decision criteria. So next is the influence diagram. So, influence diagram presents a decision in a simple graphical form. So when we say diagram, it is a specific view into what you are trying to understand in a specific context. So decision, chance events, and payoff or values are drawn as shapes called nodes and are connected by arrows called arcs, which define their relationship to each other. In this way, a complex decision may be reduced to a few shapes and lines. Influence diagrams are excellent for showing the relationship between events and the general structure of a decision clearly and concisely. The term influence refers to the dependency of a variable on the level of another variable. The variables are connected by arrows which indicate the direction of influence. Rectangle, decision variable, circle, uncontrollable or intermediate variable, oval. Result is outcome variable, intermediate or final. This is the shape of arrow indicated the type of relationship. An example, kung nakikita nyo, certainty, ito yung example. So, nilagyan ko siya ng example. Example is amount in CDs. Tapos, interest earned. So, yung price, magkano yung sales mo. And the demand. So, random risk. So, ito na yung demand and sales. Other than example of an influence diagram for the profit model. So, this is the example for the profit model. For example, is the amount used for advertisement. Magkano ba yung kita mo doon? So, una is unit sold, kung ilan yung nagastos mo. Sa nagastos mo or ilan ang nagastos mo or napabenta. Dito, here in units sold pala, ito yung kumbaga yung napabenta mo. Sa napabenta mo, syempre magkakaroon ka ng income. At sa napabenta mo na yun, syempre meron ka doong mga ginastos. Tawag doon is expenses. Sa expenses na doon, belong doon yung unit cost. When I say unit cost, this is the total expenditure induced by a company. Tapos, ang fixed cost naman is eto na yung mga renta, taxes, salaries, doon belong yun. So, syempre, sa income mo, galing na doon, sa income, doon na galing yung unit price yung napabenta mo sa bawat item. So, since may income ka na, magkakaroon ka ng profit. Sa profit na yun, nabawas mo na doon yung expenses mo. So, parang ganun lang yung you have to analyze it so that you can get the outcome. Let's proceed. So, ito na, decision trees. Decision trees are a comprehensive tool for modeling all possible decision options, while influence diagram produce a compact summary of a problem. Decision trees can show the problem in greater detail. Decision trees describe events in chronological order but can be much larger than influence diagrams. It utilizes a network of two types of nodes. First is the decision or the choice nodes, and state of the nature or chance nodes. So, square represent decision to be made. Circle represent chance events. Chance nodes are random variables and they represent uncertain quantities that are relevant to the decision problem. Branches from a square correspond to the choice available to the decision maker. So this is the example. Venture capital situation and decision whether to invest in a new business. So, ang objective is to make money. So, you have to remember that you do not invest typically return earned on less risky investment. Venture succeeds. Venture fails, large return on investment. Funds lost invest. So, yan. So, ito na yung example ng tree diagram. So, interpretation of decision trees. The option of represented by branches from a decision node must be such that the decision maker can choose only one option. Each chances node must have branches that correspond to a set of mutually exclusive and collectively exclusive outcomes. Only one of them can happen. No other possibilities exist. Decision tree must show all the possible paths that the decision maker might follow through time, including all possible decision alternatives. Sometimes the nodes might occur in a time sequence. The sequence of decision is shown in the tree from left to right. Modeling decision. Given a complicated problem, how should we begin? So, yun. Papakita ko later. So, a critical first step is to identify elements of the situation, values, and objective decision to make uncertain events and consequences. Or this is the example of process of decision analysis. So first is you have to identify the problem. Kasi we have the question first, diba? We have the question, is further analysis required? Diba? So yes, it is required. And the first step that you are going to do is to identify the problem. And second is identify objectives and alternatives. Third is decompose and model the problem. First is model of problem structure. Second is model of uncertainty. Third is model of preferences. So after that, we were going to choose the best alternative from this. So, and sensitivity analysis. So here's a sensitivity analysis. Is you're going to determine how different values of independent variable affect a particular dependent variable under a given set of assumptions. In other words, sensitivity analysis study how various sources of uncertainty in a mathematical model contribute to model's overall uncertainty. So after that is parang magkakaroon tayo ng question, is further analysis required? So yun na. Ang sagot is no. We need to implement chosen alternative because we already identified the problem, identify object and etc. So nandun na tayo sa steps. So kailangan na nating implement yung chosen alternative. So parang ganun lang guys. So that's it. Thank you. Sana maintindihan kayo.